Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. And this time we have 3 replays to show you in the Tier 10 Tech Tree American Heavy tank, the T57 Heavy. Now, this tank has recently had some changes in the last balance update. And what have they done? They have increased the whole rotation speed from 32 to 34. They've made some slight changes to the terrain resistance. So firm terrain's gone from 1.2 to 1.1. Medium terrain's gone from 1.3 to 1.2. And soft terrain from 2.4 to 2.3. So a very slight change there. They've then made some changes to the gun. So the reload has had a slight increase from 25 to 26. So only a very slight increase there. And the intercrypt reload has gone from 2 to 2.2, which you don't really notice too much. But they have then buffed the accuracy from 0.34 to 0.32. And the aim time from 2.6 to 2.4, which is nice. And then, like all the American tanks, they've increased the alpha from 400 to 420. And then on the HE from 515 to 530. But you're probably not going to load many HE rounds because this is a 4-shot autoloader. So those are the changes, but let's just get on to the replays then and see what this has done to the tank. Okay, so here we are for replay number 1 on Airfield, where there is 2 enemy artillery in the game and 2 enemy light tanks. Now, if you want to see the equipment and crew setup I run in this tank, you will see that at the bottom of the screen now. I do actually run powertrain on this tank. I feel like it makes quite a nice difference to the mobility. But yeah, so if you've never played the T57 Heavy before, it is a fantastic auto-loaded heavy tank, and you're capable of putting out a lot of damage in a very quick space of time. As far as armour goes, you are a heavy tank. You don't really have much armour because your turret is quite easy to pen. It's been in the game for a long time, this tank now, so most people know to aim for the turret cheeks, and you won't struggle penning it. But having said that, it is also one of those tanks where you do pick up these random bounces as well. And sometimes people walk away and they don't know to aim for the turret cheeks, even though they probably should do. And you can get some weird ricochets. But on the whole, I wouldn't expect to bounce a lot in this tank. But it's one of those tanks where if you catch people out, you can do a lot of damage in a very quick space of time. Especially now with the extra alpha. This allows you to roll that little bit higher as well. And you can get some decent high rolls from time to time. And overall, I've always enjoyed this tank. I haven't played it a great deal, but I have always enjoyed it. And yeah, I think these changes have been a positive change towards this tank. But here we are on Airfield, and we're just waiting here to see if we can get any shots into this 58 Heavy, who I'm just waiting, because I think he might be on reload here, because he's not actually aiming or looking to shoot me, and I've just got a suspicion that he is on reload. So I'm going to go and try and put my clip in. Unfortunately, I do miss one of my shots, but I do put 3 out of the 4 in and puts them onto a 1-shot there. And now we're going to try and pull into this sort of middle ground to keep ourselves safe from the enemy artillery and also enemy rounds. And it then also puts me in a good position, so when my clip is reloaded, I can get shots into these tanks here. And that's exactly what I can do. Now, the good thing about the 57 Heavy is the reload, considering your damage output, really isn't that long. So you never really feel like you're out of the game that much. So I've got like around a 20-second reload once you're sort of fully equipped out with the crew and with your crew skills, etc. So yeah, you don't feel like you're that far away from getting that devastating clip out. So we went for a reload to get our full clip. I'm going to go and try and clip this leopard here. We wanted to have enough shells to take him out in one clip, and that's exactly what we do. We get help from our friendly teammate there. We're now just trying to see if we can get any quick cheeky cross shots. These tanks on the right, as they're spotted, artillery does get detected. I'm not going to miss an opportunity to get some shots into them. Unfortunately, one of my shells does bounce, but we do get at least one into him, putting us on to 3,200 damage, and we're already 4 tanks up in this game. And looking at the map control, you can see there, it feels like we've got a very good chance of winning. What I want to do now is just try and push to try and keep up to the pace of the game to see if we can get any more damage. We don't want to be sort of stationary too long. We want to try and find areas to get our damage in. And we're thinking about trying to get some shots into these tanks on the left-hand side. Now that our light tank's pushed up and sort of contested the sort of C12 area, that means we shouldn't be getting shot from that angle. Now we managed to track this Russian medium tank in the open there, and with help of our friendly pattern we take him out, putting us onto 4,400 damage now, 300 assistance and 1 kill, and only 7 tanks remaining. It's looking very much like we're going to get the win here. I can't see a way back from the enemy team. We're on a 13 versus 6 and they've just got no real control of this map. And we're still pretty much full health. So we're going to go through the lower plate of the E5. Hopefully we can take out this E5 in this clip. We should be able to, and we do. And then just like that, we're on 5,600 damage with 2 kills and 5 tanks remaining. And you can pick up, you know, a lot of damage in a quick space of time with this tank just because that clip potential, especially now with that little extra alpha, just helps you. I guess that little extra alpha, because you've got 4 shots in your clip, you know, just some tanks which you couldn't quite clip out, it just gives you the advantage, give you a better chance to kill them in one clip, which is pretty frightening, especially if you come across some poor tier 8 tanks. So we're now going to push around, and there's only 3 tanks remaining. At this point, we're just hoping to get any last bit of damage, and maybe we could do that in his Object 705. Going to go for his turret, we do have heat loaded, don't want to get absorbed in the tracks there. Put the second shot through the lower plate, pick up the 3rd kill, which puts us onto 6,400 damage now, and only 2 tanks remaining. There's this enemy one-shot tank destroyer. We might get an opportunity to put a shell into this tank and get a kill. We do, it just boosts our damage slightly and gets us another kill for the scoreboard, and only 1 tank remaining, which is an enemy light tank. I'm feeling unlikely that we're going to get the damage off of this light tank, but we're going to start heading over that way because you never know. But this has probably been one of those games where I think it was very one-sided. Not as fun as when it's like a bit more challenging, but it's just the game we had. So we're going to try and head over there. He is a one-shot to us, and yeah, see if we can get that last bit of damage. As the closer we get, we're thinking, well, you never know, we might be able to get an opportunity. Went for the snapshot there, but probably never going to miss. He's a definite one shot now. Can we get the shot in? Unfortunately, no, we missed the shot, and that's probably going to be it for our chances. It looks like it's going to get shut down by the light tank long before we can get there. And that is what happens for replay number 1, but we still have 2 more replays to come. So let's just see the scoreboard, then we move on to the second replay of this video. So this one we get 4 kills, 6,600 damage, and the first class on the high caliber. But let's move on now to replay number 2. Okay, so here we are then for replay number 2. This time we're on Himmelsdorf, which is obviously a decent map to be playing a heavy tank in. We are platooned up this time with our buddy VK Jokers, who is in a light tank, which I guess not so much of a good map for him. There is 2 light tanks in the game, 1 enemy artillery, and I think initially we're going to go and see if we can play the sort of banana, the 8 line, see if we can get any damage in there. And we do have a little bit of support from a friendly Avery. We want to try and hug the right hand side because it makes it harder for the enemy team to sort of just poke on us there. So I really want to try and close in the distance. But as you can see, this enemy light tank is doing things at the start, and yeah, they got destroyed by our friendly Avery there in just 1 shot. So we don't have to worry about that light tank anymore. And now we are going to try and close in the distance. We've got this E75, and with these heat rounds we'll go straight through his turret or straight through his roof. So we're just trying to make our way through. There is a covering tank destroyer though I'm a little bit more concerned with. I want to see if I can get my clip into this E75, even if it means I eat 1 in return. We actually bounce that shot. We're just going to go straight through the roof here off this E75. That shot just misses, but we definitely can pen this roof with no problem. And that's exactly what happens. We pick up our first kill and 800 damage there, and just pulling back into safety behind this little sort of building here to keep ourselves safe while we go on to reload. Just letting our friendly Avery know that we are reloading. It's just an affirmative, so that's always good to know. I guess we know we've got someone in front of us who's, you know, communicating. So we're going to try and push forward now and see if we can kill this TD, because the TD in front of us on the end of the 8 line, if he dies, it's going to give me free farm actually to try and get shots on these tanks which are just being pinged in this sort of D3 area. So I want to try and get shots into those tanks, but I also don't want to eat shots of this tank destroyer in front of us. I'm going to try and take an opportunity to get some shots into this E75 if I can. I keep looking at that TD. Don't really want to eat one if I can help it. I'm just trying to push so that TD can't shoot us, or at least I think he can't shoot us there, unless he sort of overextends. And now I should be able to get some shots into this E75. We get one shot in. We've only got 3 shots loaded, but hopefully we can pen them all, and that puts him onto a potential one shot. We put us on 2,500 damage. The Avery is now pushing this TD in front. That's going to keep him occupied with a bit of luck, and then we can try and finish off this E75 there whilst we're on our reload. Like I say, look, I'm almost reloaded already. It just doesn't feel like you're out with the fight for that long, and then you've got, you know, especially with the clip potential you have. Enemy mouse comes out, which I am pleased about, because that's a lot of hit points for us. We're not fully aiming these shots. We are going for the turret, and we've just bounced 3 of them. Yeah, we put one into the E75, puts them onto a definite 1. Could have probably got some more damage with that mouse, but I wasn't really fully aiming him. I wanted to dump my clip and get into cover. I didn't want to eat a double shot off the E75 and the mouse. But now that E75's dead, I can easily... I'm probably happy to trade out with that mouse if it allows getting my clip across. I should be able to pen the turret, well, pretty much where I'm shooting, I should be able to pen, but these ones are not going in. Probably need to aim a little bit higher. The last 2 do go in, as I aim just a little bit to the right of the cheek. And pull back in now. Shame I didn't pen all 4, probably could have, but now that puts us under 4,000 damage. Still a close game, 10 versus 9 here, so we do have the slight advantage, but I'm still full health at this point, so that's obviously puts us in a good situation later, because we can just trade shots and just dump our clip in. Hopefully we can put this mouse onto a one shot with this clip. We get 2 shots in, can try and get a third one in there. Unfortunately we bounce that one. We're going to go for the turret again. We do at least get 3 out of 4 in, putting us onto 5,000 damage, and we do lose our first bit of hit points there, but now that mouse is clippable for us. So we're on reload. Mouse gets taken out by our friendly 2-mate VK Jokers in his light tank AMX 13105, and now there's 8 tanks remaining in this game. Now I've got to be a little bit careful, because I'm pretty sure the enemy team still have hill control, so I didn't want to push down that road where I just was, because I don't want to get farmed in the rear of the tank if they do have the hill control. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just thinking maybe there is like a tank or something on there I don't want to begin getting shot by. I know there's a lot of tanks at sort of the B, sort of 3 or ABs or 2, 3 area. That's what I'm looking to try and get some shots in. But there is an enemy F3005, and I don't want to get, well, potentially one shot by him. So I've got to be careful. Heavy tank peaks. We stop and get 1 shot in. We try and get another one in, and yeah, unfortunately he does pen us in return, but he gets taken out by the Avery. And there is now only 6 tanks remaining. And so far we're on 5,000 damage. But with 6 tanks left in the enemy team, we do have potential to maybe, if we can get another 2 clips in, we'd have a really good game. But it's whether we can get there while they're still full hit points. And with them being some nasty tank destroyers, it's awkward, because they can just take us out in 1 shot. And now that makes it even harder for us to push, because there's an enemy medium tank who's taking the A0. So I can't really push the way I intended to. I really need this medium to die. Because this medium doesn't have any hit points left either, so I need to get rid of him because he's a nuisance, but also I just want to get to where the hit points are left. Now our Avery's a 1 shot. We was just going to see if we could catch this medium off. I'm not too sure if he's gone back up to the hill or not, but we do have a friendly TD on the hill now. Enemy F3005 gets shut down by the grill. I can see there is a healthy tank round this corner, which I want to try and get some shots in, because this game is all but over now. 9 versus 3. There's really no coming back for the enemy team from this, and we're just going to try and get as much out as we can. Can we get another clip in? Put 1 into the back chat, put a 2 into the back chat, pick up a 2nd kill, and now it's just this enemy artillery left. Can we get any shots into this tank? We do. Can we get our 2nd one in and pick up a kill? And we do, and puts us on to just shy of 7,000 damage with 3 kills. Bringing us into replay number 2 with 1 more replay yet to come. We finish this one off with, first class, high caliber, medal for killing the artillery, 3 kills, 7,000 damage. But as I say, 1 more replay to come, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on Arctic region. There is no enemy artillery in this game. and 1 enemy light tank. Now, I'm not sure I would usually go the way I'm going in the 57 Heavy, because you don't exactly have a turret armour. You can't play hold down like a Chieftain or a Valor. But because there's no enemy artillery in this game, I thought I would go this way and at least see if we can get any early damage with our clip on anything which tries to cross, which sometimes they do. But looking at the mini-map here, there's not really a lot of tanks coming with us for support. So we've got it in the back of our mind that we may have to fall back. But I just wanted to see, can we get any early damage at the start of the game. Enemy F3005 gets spotted. We put 1 shot into him, try and get a second in, but he just gets into cover before we're able to get any real damage on him. But I do at least get 1 pen in. Now, it doesn't look like, though, anything's pushed across the sort of the K5 area, which is quite interesting. And you can see where a lot of the tanks have been spotted on this map. And I'm thinking, if I can actually get to the sort of that K area myself, I could potentially get to a decent position on this map. Because I'm just looking at where the enemy team are. I don't want to go travel all the way back around the map. I'm going to see if I can create an angle. Now, the real danger is here when I make this initial cross, because if I can get into the low ground, I can go across the ice road and I'll be safe. But we only actually eat 1 shot there. If we can get in here with only eating 1 shot, then that's been well worth it. Thankfully we did. You know, sometimes you can't do that, but I just saw where a lot of the tanks were. I thought I'm going to take the educated gamble. Now, you can cross this ice. What I'm going to do here, you just need to make sure you go slow enough but you don't crack the ice, because if you drive too quickly or you go into this too fast, you'll crack the ice and you will be in the water and you will drown and your game will be over. Not that that's happened to me before, but if you take it a little bit slowly, you'll be okay. So we've managed to get across now, and that's the safest route across this side. It means I can eliminate those guns shooting us as I cross. And now we're into a position where we can shoot those tanks back, which are at the top. And we're hoping to try and clip out this waffle. At least that is a plan. Enemy light tank gets spotted, which we don't manage to hit. We do put 1 into waffle. Strangely, I'm not getting detected, which is weird. I thought this waffle would spot me there. Unfortunately, we only get 1 shot in, though, to the waffle, which is not ideal. I was hoping to try and catch him out and clip him out, because I want him... that position where I was firing at, I want those tanks to die as soon as possible, because then it allows me to move up and get behind and get more shots into the enemy team. But so far we're still fairly healthy. We're going to go again and see if we can get some more shots into either this light or the waffle. We do put 1 into the light tank. We do eat 1 in return, which is actually from his heavy tank. We're going to try and dump our clip into this tank now. We do manage to do that, and we're going back onto reload. He puts 1 in for the 3 we put into him, so we come off probably better off, but we are now on 850 hit points, which is not ideal, and our friendly back chat gets taken out by the waffle. So we are by ourselves, but we're almost reloaded, and at least we know that enemy heavy tank we put onto a clippable situation. So if he does push us, we should be able to clip him out before he kills us. Now we get actually yoed by a second different medium. He stops, which was probably the worst thing he could have done, because it made it really easy for me to get my next shot in there. And we're on 3,000 damage, and we actually bounced the shot, so we didn't eat any damage in return there. We only have 2 shots left, which probably is enough to kill this enemy heavy tank, especially now which we have support from the sort of other side where we just was. So that heavy tank has got angles. If they try and push round on us now, then they're going to get shot. We're going to try and put both our last shells into that waffle, which was important because it's put that waffle onto a 1 shot to us now, and put us also onto 4,200 damage and 2 kills. It still is quite a close game in terms of the scoreline, but I do feel like we've taken, well, I guess we're sort of fighting for map control in the north, but we are somewhat pincering the enemy team. I really want to kill this waffle here. If I can kill this tank, it's going to allow me to push forward and get more damage in. We're hoping to see, can we get the blind shot on this waffle here? I'm just waiting to see if he detects us, and then we know he's looking at us. But I'm going to move forward slightly because I think he's a bit higher up on the right. And maybe we can try and get a shot here, into this tank and just finish him off, because he's a 1 shot, and that's what we was waiting for, that target there. Because when he targeted us, I know he was looking at us, and then we managed to finish him off blind and take care of that tank. Hopefully we can put our clip into this enemy medium, which we do. puts him onto a one-shot here. We're just trying to get into safety before we can get any shots into us, and thankfully we managed to get 3 shots in there, put him onto a one-shot and not eat anything in return, as well as killing that waffle. So it's worked out pretty well. Won about 6,000 damage with 3 kills, and it's now in a 9 versus 6. Again, I want to get rid of this medium from that angle, because then I can push forward to start shooting the tanks on the F3 area and get rear shots into them. But we're just waiting to try and lose our spot and then see if we can do the same thing we did to that waffle. This medium though is outlighting us. It puts 1 shot into us but doesn't penetrate. We're going to move forward. It looks like we might be able to get a shot into the turret. It's actually a 2-shot to us, but we put 1 shot into the turret. Trying to get the 2nd shot in, doesn't work. We're going to go for the blind kill again. No, it doesn't hit this time. I think we're just going to fire again anyway, just in case. But we're going to have to go back on the reload now. We've only 4 tanks remaining. I really want to just get into this damage. We're going to move straight round to the right. So you see this rock in front of us. That's stopping that medium tank being able to shoot us. And maybe that will allow us to just get some shots into some of these tank destroyers here. Enemy F3005, we've nosed us fired, so we're happy to just stand in front of him. That's why he's running here. We put 2 shots into us, which puts us under 7,000 damage now. Can we finish off this medium and get some more shots in? Should be able to get the kill down the medium. We do, picking up our 4th kill. And there's only, what, 3 tanks remaining now. One's a 1-shot. I think the Jaeger is fairly healthy, so we can get over to there. We do, unfortunately, we haven't got any more heat shells left, which we probably could have dealt, probably could have used for that Jaeger, to be honest with you, depending on what way he is looking. Obviously, he's looking frontally at us. It could be awkward. We don't want to eat a big shot off of him, but obviously we can pen the lower plate. But we're going to try and get round there, and at this point, I definitely feel like his game is won. But it's just, can we get over there and get any more damage out of this game before this game brings to a halt? Because he's going to get surrounded by some tanks, and we are definitely not going to be the first one there. So there's a Leopard and a light tank and another medium tank closing in before we get there. I'm kind of expecting him to lose hit points very, very quickly. But yeah, we're just hoping. We're just hoping to get round and get some shots in. I'm assuming that he's fired, to be honest. We should be able to pen the cupola. We get 1 shot into the cupola. 2nd one doesn't pen. 3rd one doesn't pen. And it only gets taken out. So I think if we had the heat, we would have got a little bit more damage there. But we still have a decent game nonetheless. We finish off with pretty much 8,000 damage with 4 kills, 300 assistance, 1,000 blocks. And we pick up the ace tanker this time and the high caliber. So that's it for the video for the T57 Heavy. If you do like the content, please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps out the channel. And as always, thank you for your amazing support and happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!